if your washer is making this horrible noise and has these 6 LED lights and this pause play button, it doesn't matter what brand it is, whether it's a Roper, Kenmore, Whirlpool, or Maytag, or that cheap Amana, this is a video for you. Alright, to get started, we're going to turn off the water, disconnect the washer, pull it forward so we can easily lay it on its side. Here's a quick trick for not getting water on the floor. Disconnect the drain line at the bottom, let it drain into a bucket, and then reconnect it. And when you lay it on its left side, but put it at a bit of an angle. Put something underneath it. If you lay it down flat, it tends to still get water on the floor. Alright, we're just disconnecting this plate on the bottom. It's just a shield to cover up this belt as a safety piece. It's 5/16 screws, so you're just going to take those out. From here, this thing's a little stuck sometimes, so you may have to really grip it to get it to come loose. When you go to put it back on, it's a good idea to get some of that blue thread lock. That's what was originally on here, and I have seen these screws come loose and let this pulley down some and mess up the machine, so good idea to add thread lock again. Alright, that's the little wheel, and that white piece there, that's actually the problem we're working on today, but we're going to take this little shifter, this electronic shifter called a shift actuator. It's just a little motor that moves back and forth and moves the little white handle right there, and that shifts it from spin to agitate. And the teeth on this white piece are actually what gets messed up. They'll get ground down, and pretty much if they're ground down, you have to replace it. But the best way to check is just take it off and see what's going on. Alright, we're going to push down these tabs. Some of these washing machines will have a twist off, so you can actually just twist the whole piece counterclockwise and they'll come off, but this one has a little push tab, so you have to go all the way around and push the little tabs. Alright, also don't forget this spring, and when you go to put it back there, don't forget to put it back on or it won't work. This is the Splutch. That's what we've been working to get to. This is the part that's making that horrible noise. Now, do the teeth look good? Take a real close look. Usually they'll be ground down on either the pulley or on the Splutch itself, and they should also mesh together perfectly like this. If they don't, it's bad, and you're gonna have to replace it. And if you're going to replace it, I sure would appreciate using the links in the description below. It really helps the channel. Let's put this thing back together. First thing we're going to do is lubricate all the moving parts here. All these plastic pieces that slide back and forth on each other. Everything needs to be white lithium grease. Now, I know some people don't like white lithium grease because it may stick to dust and dirt and grime. I like white lithium grease. I've been using it for years, but if you don't like it, I know other people use silicone spray. Just don't use WD-40. That's a degreaser, and that's just be slick at first, but it will not be after a little while. I know everyone loves WD-40, but it's not good for everything. Alright, so get all these parts back together, and we're just going to push this back on, and you'll see the position. The way this goes is just like this, with that facing kind of 10 o'clock-ish position with that arm. And that arm is the part that's going to be moved back and forth easily with the lubricant. If it does not move back and forth, figure out what's going on, spray everything again. It should easily move. It will actually make this part, the actuator, go out. That's a little motor that just moves that arm from one position to another, and the positions are spin or agitate. So when that gets messed up, it's going to be stuck in spin or agitate, and it will mess up your washer. Alright, double check before you finish here that that arm of the actuator is back in the arm of the Splutch. It moves that shifter back and forth, and if you miss that, it's not going to work. You have to take it all back apart. It's easy to make that mistake. Alright, right here is where you need to make sure you put a little bit of thread lock so this nut doesn't come back loose after a couple years or maybe after a couple months, because it will lower that pulley down a little bit and will actually make the exact same problem happen. It will grind out that Splutch. So it's a really good idea to put just a drop of thread lock back on there. Alright, let's pull this belt around that side. That easy. Double check that it's in the right position on the motor as well. And then we're just going to put the shroud back on. And we're nearly done, except for we have to recalibrate this washer. Recalibration mode is really easy to do, and it's kind of similar to if you put an update on your phone and you have to restart your phone afterwards. That's kind of what's happening here. Alright, so let's stand up the washer and plug it back in and put it back in place, and let's recalibrate. Alright, so to do recalibration, we're going to move it once to the left, 1, 2, 3 times to the right, once to the left, once to the right. Now we're going to turn the knob until it gets to rinse, that's recalibration mode, and then click the start button. Recalibration we usually take between 5 and 20 minutes, sometimes it's back and forth. Let's do it again. 1 left, 3 times right, 1 left, 1 right. Turn it to get to rinse. Click start. Alright guys, hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe.